Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday, first of all.
It's not Friday, it's Saturday.
I mean, Saturday. My days are all fucked up because we work today. So, what's up, fuckers? Another pool school video here. And if you saw in the description, it said
Cheers.
It said floaters work. So, we were at a customer's pool today that we haven't been to in. She's a bi-weekly. So we were there not last Friday, but the Friday before that. And so there's a picture of the pool. Okay, now there's a reason why we're showing you this. And there's a reason why we're talking about this. She may be getting on here if she gets the text soon enough. She may be getting on here. What I will tell you is she was not running this pool. Here's the backstory. So we were there 2 weeks ago, not last Friday, but Friday before. And the pool was really low, like sucking air low. So because I didn't want that to keep happening, she has a timer with timer tabs. So I took the on tab off and I shut it off. That way it wouldn't kick on the next morning because I didn't know whether she was away or not. She sometimes travels. So I didn't know whether she was away or not, or if she was working or whatever. So to save her pump, I took the on tab off. And that's usually good. So, and I told her, if you need us to come back and put the on tab back on, let me know. I'll come back and put it on for you once it's full. No problem. Well, we didn't hear from her until last week. She was busy. She's busy. So we got there. She said, don't worry about the on tab, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right. I figured she was running it. I figured she was turning it on and off manually. We get there today.
Jello, whoever popped on, I'm actually going to go on my phone so I can see.
We get there today, and
Jello.
The pool is crystal clear. And I mean not even cloudy, crystal clear.
Yellow.
And it is not running. So I'm like, maybe she forgot to turn it on today. She proceeds to tell us that she has not done a fucking thing to that pool in 2 weeks. It has not run. She hasn't shocked it. She's just kept the floaters, 2 floaters, like we told her to do, because she has an automatic chlorinator on this pool. But we told her not to use it. Told her to go to the floaters. She is a firm believer right now, because through all that heat, all that rain, and that killer storm we had last night, no running. She has not shocked it. She hasn't done shit except kept those floaters full of chlorine tabs. And that pool right now looks like that. Before we even vacked it. I think she took that before she vacked it. So that pool is crystal clear because of the floaters. And it has not even run. She did not even turn it on. So not only was she not shocking it, it wasn't even running. She left it off. She didn't touch the timer box. Off. 2 weeks, high heat, rains, the heavy storm last night, 2 floaters full of tabs, pool stayed crystal clear. She did not even shock it. I was blown away. I figured she was at least shocking it and had it running. Nope. The floaters work.
I'm trying to find a picture of Gina's pool, who she don't even have her grids in yet.
Yeah, guys, but that's running now. But the floaters...
It's only running and recirculating.
But it's still circulating. Yeah, it's running.
But before that,
hers did not run for over a month.
Here's
and that's what it looked like. So this particular...
No grids in her filter.
This particular pool right here...
All she has is floaters.
This particular pool right here... All right, remove it. Did not run for a month. We didn't run it for a month. Because there was no grids in the system. And the O-ring hadn't come in for her tank. The O-ring was shot. So that pool literally did not run for a month. Now, she has 2 floaters in that pool, but she was actually shocking it. She was shocking it while they were using it, which we told her to do. But again, not running. Nothing but floaters. Now it's running, but it has no DE grids in it, but it's running, so it's running like it's in the recirculate. The point of the matter is, guys and gals, floaters work.
Floaters.
They work because you don't have to have the pool running. As long as they are in the pool filled with chlorine tabs, they will keep your pool crystal clear, or they'll keep your pool clear. Okay? You may not get the crystal clear pop like you do when the system's running, but you will stay clear and you will stay able to use the pool. Okay? The crystal clear pop comes from the filter taking the little particles and stuff out. Obviously, that's what the filter system does. But as far as keeping a pool clear and swimmable, floaters. Floaters, floaters, floaters. That's 2 pools now that and the other one, they've been swimming in the other one. That's part of what helped keep that pool clear. They've been swimming in that one for 2 months, and that the first month it was off. It was off that whole time. It was off for over a month. It was off. Never ran it. Could not run it because the filter would have leaked. Couldn't run it. So just a testament to our filter deal. You do not need a filter to keep a pool clear. It's all in the chemistry. And the floaters are a huge, huge part of that chemistry trick. Huge part. The amount of floaters that you need depends on the size of the pool. We can usually tell that when we look at it. Okay? You can usually tell that by looking at the pool. All right? But you people with automatic chlorinators.
What's up, Pop?
What's up, Dad? You people with automatic chlorinators and salt systems and all this bullshit, you're actually wasting chemicals.
You're using more chemicals.
You're using more than what you need. You're wasting money. You're throwing money away is what you're doing. And the salt systems is chlorine. You're making chlorine. You're making liquid chlorine. But you still have to have a system running.
So think about this. If something goes wrong with your filter that you cannot run it and you have a chlorinator or a salt system, unless you get floaters in there, you're up shit creek if it doesn't run for a certain amount of time.
Correct.
And you don't keep up with chemicals.
And I'm going to tell you something. These 2 people that I'm talking about right now, both very, very hard sells. Okay? One of them, and she's going to laugh if she sees this, she's going to laugh. Gina. Gina is an Italian. Gina is spastic. Gina worries about everything. Seriously. Gina, you know we love you. You know we love you. She worries about everything. She will tell you that. She is now a firm believer. And now this lady, what's up, Tony?
Fucker.
This lady that we were just at.
Happy Saturday night.
Another one. She is now a firm believer. You guys got to understand what
Good evening, Aileen.
Aileen who? Oh my God. Hi, mom number 2. That's my mom number 2. That lady, my mom worked with her my entire childhood. She was one of my mom's co-workers and best friends. I grew up with her son Jack and her daughter. It's been so long I don't remember her daughter's name. Really cool people. And her late husband Jack used to work at he tried to get me in there at one point in time, but couldn't get in. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Amazing place to work. I mean, you make ridiculous amounts of money cleaning rat fucking cages.
Macerk?
No.
Not that.
Merc.
Merc.
M-E-R-K. M-E-R-C. Merc.
I was close.
Yeah, he used to work at Merc.
I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I knew what you were talking about.
I'm impressed that you knew that.
And I remember I knew it began with an M.
Yep, Merc. He used to work at
because that's where the one dipshit chick that had the whole big ass hole in her liner that we fixed, she worked there.
Yeah. It's very hard to get in there, or it was. I don't know if it is now, but it's very. They were very picky on it. They wouldn't even hire me. Anyway, but just understand, guys, that when we tell you something about a pool, no matter what it is, one thing I will never do is, number one, steer you wrong, and number two, I'm speaking from experience. Okay, I have over 30 years in the pool and in the pool service and repair industry, and I was even in retail. So I have over 30 years in the pool industry. Okay, and I started in service. I enjoy service. I mean, retail's okay. I just don't want to be locked into a store. I want to be out on the go. I enjoy service. And that's one of the reasons why I opened my own service company. But you have to understand that when I tell you something about your swimming pool, you may go to a place, and here's something to really, really, really understand, okay? And this is not me putting other companies down, although they kind of do that themselves anymore. But so you've got to understand something. Most of these other companies, now I'm talking service and repair, service and retail. Most of these other companies do not know or have not figured out a lot of the shit that I have. Most of my stuff comes from trial and error. How am I going to do this? Well, let's try this. Well, shit, that didn't work. Broke that. Fix that. Let's try this. Oh, that worked. So I'm going to tell you a story.
Good evening, John.
John, what's it? I'm assuming that's
Wagner.
That's what I thought. I'm going to tell you a little story about how I learned the floater trick. Here's a cool story for you. Okay, I was down.
Here we go. Hope y'all are sitting down because it's going to be a long one.
I was down in Texas with my ex-wife. Owned a pool company down there. Okay. Yes, I've owned many businesses of my own. So I owned a pool company down there.
We work today, but it's over. And yes, we are starting the weekend of relaxation and who knows what.
Yes, finally. Gonna go get something to eat here shortly after this. So anyway, I was in Texas, and actually I got two stories for you. One that let me finish.
Now
shut the
this
up.
shit's gonna be long. Get the popcorn.
My stories, your stories go on forever. All right. Anyway, so I had a customer down there. It was a very good customer. I actually used to work for I worked for the guy when I first got there. He didn't own, but he ran the steel plant. So I used to do welding. He ran a foundry. So I used to do welding there, believe it or not. So I don't really need these. So I ended up opening my pool company, and I ended up not being able to service pools because I started doing really well with the pool company. Well, he called me, the same guy. He was the HR guy. He was the HR guy at this foundry. So he had all my information. He knew I started a pool company. Well, he had an in-ground pool, so he called me. So
that was a good catch.
I went to his pool, and we started doing service. I think we were doing weekly service, either weekly or bi-weekly, I forget. But anyway, so his pool was crystal clear, but the crystal clarity of the pool was now showing that the pool was stained because it was always cloudy before we picked it up. So it was showing that it was stained. So he asked me what he could do about the staining. So I said, well, I can acid wash it. So he's like, all right, well, let's acid wash just part of it. And I think it was the deep end he wanted to acid wash because the deep end was stained worse than the shallow end. Now, I told him, I said, I'm going to tell you what, if you acid wash the deep end and you don't do the shallow end, you're going to see the line and you're not going to be happy. He goes, well, for right now, let's just do the deep end. So we did. Here's where the floater comes in. So we did the whole thing. He had 2 floaters there because he was using floaters even back then. This is how I found out how powerful floaters really were. So my ex-wife and I, the pool was empty. Pulled the drain plug, the pool was empty, cleaned. You could already see the difference, but wait until when the water got in it, oh my God, you could really see the difference. He ended up telling me he was sorry he didn't do the shallow end. Anyway, So we put the plug back in the main drain. We start filling the pool. So I'm like, my ex-wife said to me, how are we going to chlorinate this until we come back? And I'm going, shit, good question. So I looked at the floaters and I'm like, I got an idea. So I went and grabbed his floaters and I put tabs in them, filled them up, set them on the floor of the pool. Well, what happened was, as that pool filled up, those floaters started moving around. Well, as those floaters started moving around, what do you think they were doing? Chlorinating the water that was getting put into the pool. That pool, when we went back to that pool, I think it was 2 days it took to fill up, 2 or 3 days, I forget now. We went back to the pool to check on it. She dipped the chemicals. She checked the chemicals. Back then, we didn't have a computer. All we had was the strips. He had a 10 chlorine. That's how I learned, wow, you don't have to have a pool running to keep a chlorine level. That's where I learned it. And again, I just had an idea. It was trial and error. Now, here's another quick story for you.
Now, before he does that, since we have, I know John has a pool. Well, I know Tony has a pool too. The pool that we were really talking about today, which is a testament, and she is a firm believer, and hands down, yes, the floaters. Her pool has not been running since
not last Friday,
2
the Friday
weeks.
before that.
And she has not shocked it. She has not done nothing except make sure the floaters were full. That's her pool as of today. Today's the first time in 2 weeks that we turned it on.
Yeah, because she didn't want to mess with the timer tabs. Because I took the on tab. Like, it's a long story.
Crystal clear.
Crystal
and
clear.
She has no alkalinity.
Now, the other story real quick. This is how I found out that shock, whether it's granular or liquid, works without a pool running. So I had a pool customer that needed a filter system. Put a whole new filter system on this. This pool was black when we got it. It was an in-ground vinyl liner. I will never forget this. Again, I was in Texas. This guy contacted me and said, I want to sell this house. I just bought this house, and I'm doing work to the house, but I want to put it on the market, and the pool looks like shit. It needs a new filter system, and I want to get it cleaned up so I can sell it. Okay, so I went over. We sold him a whole bunch of chemicals. We sold him... When's that from?
She just sent that to me.
Is she here?
No.
Oh.
They're at gases.
So we sold him 2 floaters for the pool. We sold him... They didn't have... we were getting our shit from Leslie's down there because they didn't have any pool stores, really. The ones that they had sucked. So we got our shit from Leslie's. Leslie's down there back then did not believe in liquid chlorine. So we bought him a 10 pound? It's either a 10 pound or a 25 pound bucket of granular shock. That's all we could get. Bought that, and then we bought his filter system, and we bought him tabs, 25 pound pail of tabs. So we were going and checking on this pool every couple of days. We would go check on stuff. Well, the first day we were there, and now my ex-wife's actually the one that figured this out. I have to give her some credit here. She actually figured this out. What she did was, and I said something to her at first. I was like, I wouldn't be doing that. She goes, well, let's see what it does. It's not going to hurt anything, because there was a bunch of leaves in the bottom of the pool anyway. She was taking granular shock, taking out, and throwing a scoop or 2 in the pool. All right, whatever. So a couple days went by. We went back to the pool, and we were scooping out a little bit of leaves each time we were there. Well, the first time she did that, we went back, and she said, I swear this is looking a little lighter. And I'm like, I couldn't really tell. So I was like, I don't really know, but okay. She put in like 2 or 3 more scoops. Now, mind you, we're not brushing because we can't see. She's just throwing the shit in. So we leave. We go back a couple more days. Now I'm looking, going, wait a minute. Yeah, this is lighter. It's like a lighter brown. What the fuck? She threw a couple more scoops in. We go back about 3 days later. It's like a deep, cloudy blue. I'm going, whoa. She threw 3 or 4 more pounds in. We left. We come back. Fuckers blue. What the fuck is going on here? Now, mind you, we're keeping tabs in the floaters too, so the floaters were helping. But this is where I figured out we actually had that pool crystal clear before the filter system even arrived for us to install. So it was clear and running before I had the new filter system to install. The old filter system wouldn't run. I forget what was wrong with it. There was something wrong with it that it couldn't run, which is why it wasn't running. That's why we sold them a new system. But again, that's just another testament to chlorine floaters and that you do not have to run a fucking pool to keep it clear or to get it clear. As a matter of fact, when we clear up a pool, whether it is cloudy, green, brown, black, doesn't matter, we do not run the filter.
Nope.
Ever. As a matter of fact,
nope.
If we go to your pool and your pool is closed, has been closed for the winter, and we go to your pool and it's green, brown, black, we don't even unplug the pool. We leave the plugs in the pool. We never take the plugs out until that pool is blue. We clean it up with chemistry.
Here's kind of what he was talking about. Here's a pool that we put a pretty decent amount of chemicals in. Now, a pool company told her to run her filter when it was looking like this. And this picture doesn't really do how black it was.
Yeah, it's black. There's a glare on it.
So
It was black.
we put the chemicals in and
show them the pictures. Show them the interim pictures. I can't because I'm on my phone.
Well, they're... Okay, so after we put those chemicals in, 3 days later...
I was going to say, that's 3 days later.
That without running the pool. We
Not
said,
running.
Do not run the pool.
Not running at all.
3 days later, it got to that point, and we went back and we did the first time vac. Then, after we vacked it, it looked like this. And we brushed it because there was a lot of stuck on green shit. Okay? And then, exactly 1 week later...
One week after the initial dose of chemicals we put in when it was black, she sends us this picture.
We went back. We put her grids in because she needed new grids.
The final vac. Did the final vac.
The final vac. And the very next day... No. It was later on that day, excuse me. It was later on that evening. This is the picture she sent me. That is all done without running a system
and in 1 week.
Cleaning it up with chemicals.
A Saturday to a Saturday. That's 1 week. Guys, we know what the fuck we're doing. We know what we're doing when it comes to cleaning up a pool. We know chemistry. And I hate to tell you, these companies out there don't know chemistry. I'm sorry, but they don't. And they also don't understand how a filter system works.
When it comes to chemistry, what they do is they're giving you the handout, the sheet that says, here, this is what you need to do. But the problem with that is it's the basic amount of chemicals needed to...
Maintenance.
It's a maintenance dosage.
They're not giving you the over level.
You need to go
surplus.
Over and above.
Right. You need to have a surplus.
And a lot of times, it's not even what they're telling you to do is not even what you need to do.
Let me put it to you this way. This is very simple. We're going to let's talk about a DE filter system first. If you have a DE filter system, okay, what the pool store is going to tell you to do is, okay, put these chemicals in, run it for a certain amount of time. When your pressure goes up 10 psi, let's say you start at 10, clean. When it goes up to 20, it's time to backwash. You're going to be backwashing that filter system forever. You're going to be backwashing it constantly. That's why we tell you not to run it. Now, if you're a sand filter, this is even worse. If you're a cartridge filter, same concept. You're going to be taking a cartridge out and cleaning it up all the time, especially if you have green, brown, or black. Okay? With a sand filter, if you get that shit in the sand, you don't take that apart. I don't care how much you backwash that, you're never going to get all of that shit out of the sand. Now it's going to be going through the sand back into the pool. Don't run the pool. Let the chemicals do their job. You don't need to run the pool to get your pool crystal clear or clear. You don't need, let me say that again. You don't need to run the pool to get the pool clear. You don't need to run the pool to keep the pool clear. Chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. Chemistry is 99.9% of keeping a pool clear. 99.9. It's 0.1% the filter system. And you know what the filter system actually does? Yes, it circulates the water. Yes, it does. But so are you if you're swimming. So is
say that louder for the people in back.
So is a breeze.
Please do not run your pools. Do not run your pools.
A breeze is moving the floaters around. You're in the pool swimming is moving the floaters around. Okay, when you shock a pool, if you use granular, you brush. You're moving it around. Okay, if you use liquid, which is real easy, you just dump the liquid in. Guess what? It's a liquid. It mixes in with the water. It filters right through the right into the water. Trust me, chemistry is key. The only thing that a filter system is really doing that you can't do yourself is pulling out the particulate matter, such as debris, leaves, whatever. That's the only thing the filter system is really doing that you can't do yourself. That's it. It's circulating the water, but you can do that. You can circulate the water by getting in the pool. A breeze circulates the water, moves the floaters around. Floaters, floaters, floaters. I'm telling you, it's the best way to chlorinate a pool.
It's floaters.
Right in the water. That's all there is to it. All right? So, that's really all I've got, unless you have something to add.
No, I don't think I have anything to add.
All right. So, until the next time, if you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. 610-780-3614 is that phone right there. You can also, that is, text is best with pictures of the pool, picture of the filter system, your full name, and your location, please, city and state, and also what service or services you're looking for. You can also email us that information at cvpoolpros@gmail.com. You can call, but if you call, number one, be sure to leave a message. If you don't leave a message, you will not get a call back. Number two, if you do call and you need any kind of information, she is going to ask for the photos before she gives you the information anyway. So you might as well just text or email the information right away. We need the pics. All right? We need one pic of the filter system and a couple different pics of the pool. Okay? All right. Have a good day, everybody. We'll talk to y'all soon, and have a great weekend. Till the next one. Later.